Welcome back, Alpha Hunters. It is a very mellow happening Monday because there really hasn't been too much kind of go on intraday today. As far as like price action moves, we had a nice little gap up on the market on the SPY here this morning, roughly 1/3% gap up there. Not too bad. But yeah, you can see we haven't really done too much. We just kind of roll down, bounce, roll down, bounce, roll down a little bit, bounce a little bit. But that's it. Like, we haven't really done a whole lot, so not really too much to talk about. So we're gonna see really what is moving out there, because it's the market. There's something moving every day. Ooh, Q's actually had a nice little bearish move this morning. Actually got negative. Did the SPY? Yeah, the SPY didn't get negative. All right, so that's interesting. Q's had a little bit of bearishness there in the morning. IWM, very nice gap up here. Nice. It's traded a little bit higher. Hasn't been crazy, but it's trended a little bit higher throughout the day. All right. IWM looking not too bad. The DIA, nice gap up here. Consolidation for about 2 hours. And then a nice little run here with bats. Really about 2.5 hours. So not too bad up to the daily high that we had right there in the very opening minutes. RSP, nice little gap up, traded higher. It's kind of been sideways at the upper ends of the day. All right, not too much craziness going on. Yeah, this is a pretty good spot. Was kind of looking for a move to this level. We did it pretty quickly here on Monday, so interesting. Okay, so interesting that is why we haven't. Maybe that's why we haven't really moved too much during the day, because we kind of right at that low that we had back in mid-March. That was really kind of the highs of the day. So yeah, I'd be curious to see kind of what happens going forward there. DIA not taking up the highs of last week. Yeah, got nothing. Yeah, I don't really have much there on the DIA. IWM also has now kind of getting into these lows from mid-March. All right, so both the RSP and the IWM kind of getting into some areas that don't exactly say I want to be bullish right here, right now. Maybe here over a day or two, we'll see what happens. Maybe it kind of consolidates. Maybe it looks to push up below or above this kind of resistance level now. But Q's also kind of hitting that mid-March kind of low area. Okay. All right, so we got some big tech earnings later on this week. Tomorrow after the bell, Amazon. Thursday after the bell, AAPL. So we'll see how that goes on the week. SPY not really doing. SPY doing okay. It's okay. It's in these lows, mixing in these lows back, kind of like first half of March, I guess. Still wouldn't doubt it if we did move up to April 4th, but the low from April 4th, that is. But doesn't really have to, I guess. AAPL, just a real quick note. AAPL, nice gap up here. Have no idea what led this, but I just kind of noticed AAPL's up 3%. Nice little gap up. Kind of trying to breach this 50 EMA. And also we have some downtrending lines, right? We've looked at this before. Some of these downtrending lines that have gone back for a few months. So we're kind of getting through that downtrend. So we might either just be consolidation, maybe we break down later, or maybe we are starting to base, and maybe we'll start to bounce on up out of here. I don't know about that. We still have lower highs coming in, so it's not completely changed course, but anyways, AAPL doing pretty good today. So there's been some pretty good talk from some of the banks and investors about what just the state of the economy and the market, I guess. That the economy could still be good even if interest rates go higher, and I've even seen some banks even say that the market could go higher even if yields go higher, and it's like that could be true. We could go make new highs. That could happen. And if that does happen and yields and interest rates go higher, it's not I'm not saying that the market couldn't go higher if yields and interest rates go higher. What I would be massively cautious about is how much deleveraging is going to continue to happen, and once something starts to really break down in the economy, how does that? I mean, what? I don't know. it it's one that we've got, our economy and market has gotten so used to low interest rates that if we go back to high single digit, low teen type of interest rates, do we have an economy and market that can handle that? I guess that's my main concern. And so if we go a little bit higher on the market, how much higher are we really talking? That's my question. I still think there's way more downside to be had. VIX pulling back a little bit to start the week. A little bit of a gap up there on Monday. Pretty minor one though. All right, not really too much going on there in the VIX world. DXY trying to break this candle down here that we had on Friday. It was a pretty strong bullish pop there on Friday. So if we break that down, I mean, and the fact that it's doing it relatively quickly. And something I did notice last night, I was looking, I kind of keep my eye on the market, like dollar rates, futures throughout the night, especially like in the evening, just kind of see what's going on. But something happened last night, like midnight Eastern time, like just absolute drop off here on dollar. And so I'm be really curious. Hold on. So is it JPN USD? Oh, it's JNP. Oh man, what's the yen? It's JPY. Yeah, there we go. JPY USD. So apparently this had a pretty volatile move last night, or has continued to have a pretty volatile move. So there you go. So something happened that you can see that the Japanese yen had a pretty good bounce back. So that's probably why you saw the dollar drop off. So be curious to see what caused that move. But yeah, there you go. Japanese yen, which has been getting absolutely thrashed, has had a little bounce back. Gold. All right, dollars down. Gold slightly up. Surprisingly not up more, but it's just still might be resting. It's had a pretty good run so far this year, since the beginning of March, really. And yields. Yields. All right, have another little pullback here. So we're going to start to drop off here on yields, interest rates. Maybe. Maybe we just consolidate a little bit more. Continue to push higher later. We'll see. We'll see. 10-2 inversion coming back down some more. Okay, so maybe we'll continue to just consolidate. 2-year yield is pulling down a little bit. So longer terms are definitely down a little bit more. Longer term interest timeline bonds are getting hit a little bit more today. Okay, not a big deal. 30-year. I mean, the 30-year still looks pretty promising. 10-year doesn't look as promising as the 30-year. The 30-year looks much more promising in the upward direction. HYG continuing to push higher right into these lows that it's had. So there you go. Support resistance area. Still going to be a tough spot. All right. Not much to say there. LQD. Be pushing higher. Okay. I mean, we had a pretty good drop off there. First half of April. Kind of tough to keep dropping off like that. TLT coming back into this channel. It's had a hard time breaking down below. The 2 times it's done it, it's come back into it. So we'll see if we consolidate a little bit more and then drop off again. I mean, all this is, it's still in a downtrend, right? I mean, even though it's kind of bouncing back into the channel, it's still in a downtrend. And taking a look at sector rotation here for the day. XLC Communications, which we do know that Meta last week did not do well. Alphabet did very well last week. So on their earnings event. It wasn't just earnings, but Alphabet had also issued a dividend and stock buyback. So we also got Staples Financials underperforming, healthcare kind of in line with the market there, energies outperforming, tech, industrials, materials, real estate, utilities, and discretionaries at the top end of the day. Interesting on discretionaries there. I wonder if that has a lot to do with TSLA. We can briefly look at that here in just a second. So utilities, intraday doing pretty well. Energy is doing pretty well. Industrials doing pretty good intraday. Discretionaries, kind of been all over the place. They were negative early. They got a nice little bid there mid morning, but they are slightly outperforming. Financials slightly outperforming as well. Underperformers during the day: materials, tech, real estate, staples, healthcare, and yeah, XLC just continued to give a lot of it back today during the day as well. All right, so Amazon obviously is up pretty good. It's up about 2/3%. Nice gap up here on Amazon. Looks like it's rolled down pretty good. Yeah, from that start, right? It had a nice little gap up here. Nice little drop off of that very initial part of the day. So yeah, Amazon, nice little gap up, and this is TSLA, and there you go, TSLA. And one thing that I would say, I have no idea what caused this. I haven't really looked at the news on TSLA today, but the interesting thing here is this overdone over the past week? Man, that is a very strong move there over the past week. From the start of last week all the way down here around 140 to 190, almost got to 200 today. I mean, that thing has shot up. It's up 30, 40, about 40% in roughly a week. So, if you take a look back, I mean, you do have like these highs that come out here, like a trend line. So, TSLA, I don't know if I would want to be bullish here. And even when we were kind of making this breakdown, I think we had some people talking about it in chat about being bearish on TSLA, and I was just like, I mean, it always depends on your timeline, right? It always depends on your timeline, but I was like, I don't know about that. I mean, you had earnings coming up. I mean, it wasn't that far away, a couple days away. And I was like, I mean, I could definitely see this thing bouncing kind of hard here sometime over the next month. And there you go. So, I mean, right now, not a horrible spot to be taking it off the table if you've been bullish, but honestly, I haven't heard anything really optimistic about the business. So they still have a lot of competition, all that kind of stuff. Oh, is that what Tesla gained approval to use full self-driving in China makes its vehicles more attractive and unlocks another revenue stream for the company. All right, well, cool. There you go. Full self-driving. There's full self-driving software on the mainland. All right, so there you go. Tesla allowed to use full self-driving in its cars. So be curious to see what they're going to charge for that. Let me see. Hold on. Let me skim through this. See if they say how much they'll be. Okay. While pricing for full self-driving in China was not disclosed in the U.S., Tesla charges $8,000 up front for lifetime use, down from $12,099 a month for subscription services. Dang, $8,000 up front for lifetime use. Wow, that ain't no penny.